Shanti. Welcome you all for this second day of series of classes of Rajayoga meditation. Yesterday we saw about thoughts in detail. In today's session, let's work on being in the awareness of positive self. Understand and get to know about the hidden treasures within me and use them to strengthen the mind. Here we go with the second day session of awareness of the real self. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome you all for the second day session of the series of Rajayoga meditation beginners class. Yesterday in our first session we discussed in detail about being in the awareness of the self. In particular, we discussed about being in the awareness of our thoughts. What we think, most important, how we think, what is the quality of our thoughts, how to check them out, being a detached observer, and wherever needed, I change the direction of my thoughts. So, I start to influence the situation or the circumstance by changing the perception with which I see that situation. So, this was yesterday's session, and we were also saying that let's do the homework of watching our thoughts. I hope and believe you would have done it at least to a certain extent. Now, in today's session, let us go a bit more in detail and discuss about the same topic, being in the awareness of the real self. Having said that, now how are these thoughts created? Where do these thoughts emerge from? I see something and I create a thought. I hear something and I create a thought. I eat something and I create a thought, right? So, these actions of eating or seeing or hearing, they are all stimulus, and these organs, the eyes with which I see, the ears with which I hear, the mouth, they are all the sense organs. So, they are like instruments for that action. But then, where are those thoughts emerging from? Where is it processed? In these modern days, every one of us have this facility at home, the laptop or the computer. So, if you see the computer, we have the machine, we have the hard disk, we have all the softwares, but the most important one is the CPU, the central processing unit. So, if we take our body to be that computer, so we have all the parts of this computer, we have all the sense organs, the eyes, the nose, the ears, the mouth, the hands, the legs, and in turn all these systems inside the body, the respiratory system, the excretory system, the blood circulation system, the nervous system, etc., etc. We know very well about the body. So, now it is like a machine with all these parts put together, and where every part is functioning in synchronization with the other, correct. Now, what is that central processing unit? which controls the processing of all these parts or the organs. Can you guess? Yes. In spiritual terms, we call that as the being, the living being, or the soul, or we also call it as Atma. So, every human being is actually made up of two entities, the machine and the CPU. The machine is this physical body which is seen through the eyes, and the being is the soul. So, the soul is the living being, the consciousness. When you use the term awareness, the awareness is not with the eyes or the ears. It is not going to have that feeling or emotion of being happy or being sad when I see something or when I hear something. We finally say that I saw this and I felt, correct? I felt good or bad, which is an emotion. So, that feeling is actually inside the mind, or in turn we call it as the soul. Action is done by this body, but the feeling is finally experienced by the soul or the being or the consciousness, or to be very simple, awareness. So, it is not only me, everyone I see around me, all the 700 plus crores of human beings, they are all nothing but the souls, the beings moving around with different costumes, with different structure, with different physical appearance, in a different place, in a different culture, with a different background, with a different origin, with a different language, etc. Be it an Indian or be it an American, be it an Australian, whatever it is. It is just that they are put up in different parts of the world, in different culture, with a different religious background, but ultimately everyone is a being who is moving around in a different costume of this physical body and just enacting their role or part. Fine. Now, let that be a macro understanding. Coming back to the micro level, let us take our family members. Again, if I have 4 members at my home, my mother, my father, my husband, my wife, my children. Now, who are they ultimately? Who are they ultimately? As you are, they are also living beings, and they are also being in that costume of body, enacting that role along with me. Someone is a husband for me. Some soul is playing a role of mother for me. Some soul is playing a role of mother-in-law for me. Some soul is playing the role of a child, my daughter. Some soul is playing the role of a son. Some soul is playing the role of a boss. Some soul is playing the role of my colleague, my subordinate, my friend, etc., etc. So, a soul in simple terms is a bundle of thoughts, feelings, emotions and experiences. Let me just give you a simple example. Nowadays we don't use it anymore. Have you ever seen a tape recorder? The one which we used to have in the olden days a tape recorder with a cassette. Now we have everything in our mobile. Life has become so easy. But then in the olden days we used to have that big tape recorder with a cassette. What is there in the cassette? We have a series of songs which was recorded. Similarly, whatever that is happening, means whatever I think, whatever I see, whatever I speak, whatever action I do, everything is getting recorded in the soul. So, the soul is like a cassette. If I am going to sing a song and record in the cassette, in between when I was singing I just sneeze, that is also recorded in the cassette. Similarly, there is an inbuilt recording mechanism over here, which is nothing but memories. So, this soul, the cassette, is recording everything. So, it is recorded in a sequence. Supposing in the whole day yesterday, so many things has happened in the whole day, one after the other, and everything got recorded in the soul. So, this cassette is when put in the recorder, it just starts to play. Now, I the soul, I am in this recorder of this body. When this soul comes into the body, means when I take birth is nothing but the soul entering into a human body in the form of a child. When the body of the child is created in the womb of the mother, the soul enters the body. So, when that cassette is put in that recorder, it just starts to play and it keeps recording, and at some point in time, maybe at 50 years or 60 years or 80 years, the soul, the cassette feels that this recorder is not functioning anymore properly. This has become old and I want to change this recorder. So, it leaves this body. This body is destroyed, but the cassette is put on into another body, another recorder. So, it is only the tape recorder which is changed, but where is the matter? The matter or the song or the recording is in the cassette, not in the recorder. So, when the cassette is put into the other recorder, it just starts to play, meaning the soul is eternal. It is imperishable. When I say that it is eternal, imperishable, what does it mean? It is holding all the experiences, be it good or bad, all the talents, all the knowledge, all the impressions of every birth along with it. When it moves from one body to another body, means from one birth, one life to another life, it carries with it all the expressions, all the experiences. This is the actual meaning of eternity. So, now when it moves to the other body, it starts to play in that recorder, in that body to a greater extent based on its previous impressions. Now, why should we learn about all these things? Coming back to the micro level. I have my son, I have my daughter, I have my husband. Now, most of the times, the frustration either with myself or with others, when does it come? I expect them to behave in a particular way, but when that expectation is not met, then I get frustrated with them. It's like this. This cassette, this soul has a liking for a red color, correct? Very simple thing. I like red color. So, whenever I go for a shop to buy something, to buy some dress, I generally choose red color. But the other actor, the other soul with me, they like green color, but they may not like red color. So, when both of us go for shopping, what will happen? They will say that what is this? Take that color, that is good. Correct? So, either I have to change to green or they have to change to red. If this is not happening, then when that expectation is not met, then I feel frustrated. This is a very simple thing, but sometimes this logic works in a bigger way and it ends up in breaking of that relationship. Now, we have understood that every cassette, every soul has some impression, some likes, please note carefully, has some impression, some likes and some dislikes which it carries with it not only from this birth but from its previous lives, which we don't know. What were their likes and dislikes, you don't know, and the tragedy is they themselves don't know. It is just that that cassette is put in the new recorder in the new life at your home as your child and they just started to play. It's not a fault of themselves also. They just started to enact their role. So, when we try to direct, when we try to expect, when we try to write something, then the problem comes. I want them to like red. They say that I don't. And the most complicated thing is, each of us want to write something in others. I want to direct their role, their action. I want to change their behavior. Means I want to write something in them and they in turn also want to write something in me. But do I ever allow them to write everything for me? Sometimes yes, I do. I adjust with them and I change accordingly. But even I don't like someone else to write everything for me, correct? And that's the case with others also. So, what is the best solution? Let me understand this fact that every soul, every human being, everyone who is around me has something for them which is recorded and they have the freedom to write, to enact their own role. So, whenever we try to enter into the zone of others, finally ending up with frustration. Why? Because our expectations are not met. We become unhappy. So, what is the solution? If at all I want to be peaceful and happy, just let me not try to control something which is not in my hands. What is that which is not in my hands? The role that others are playing. The better thing is, let me concentrate on my role, my action and play that to a great extent in a beautiful way, so that whoever is watching my role, they enjoy it and they want to play a very good play along with me. So, the second level of being in awareness. Yesterday we learned about being in the awareness of creation of my thoughts. Let us be aware of myself and my role. Myself and my role. So when the mind just starts playing this trick of looking at others, what are they doing, what are they acting, what they think of me, means when the window is open to look at others, what are we going to do? Just stop doing it, close that window of looking at others, because most of my time and energy is wasted in looking at others. Again, why? When I start to look at others and observe others and start criticizing or commenting or giving a judgment for their role, then I forget about my role. And in either way it is not going to help me. Commenting about others' role, criticizing about others' role, trying to change others' role, it's mere a waste of time, your thoughts and your energy. And as we discussed yesterday, when this is not happening, what happens? I start to create negative thoughts, and for every negative thought I create about them, then I am sending negative energy. So let me stop observing others' role and play, so that I will start observing my role. What a beautiful role I have as a mother, or as a wife, or as a daughter, or as an employee, or as a friend. Enjoy all your roles. I am the single actor, but I am playing different roles in a whole day. Yes? Can we be in that awareness for the whole day today? So what is the mantra? Stop observing others, start observing and enjoying the role of the self. Yes? Fine. Now can we start doing it right now? Let us just practice it for some time with a small exercise. I will just share a few words, few statements for you to think and do it right now. As always, we will start with Om Shanti. You can have your eyes closed or also open, however you feel comfortable. But just be relaxed and sit straight. Okay, let's close your eyes. Just bring all your close family members in the screen of your mind, one by one at a time. Now just be in this awareness that they are also human beings. The being, the soul in that body, in that costume, which is now playing a role along with me. it is destined for both of us to enter into this relationship and play this role together. But at the end of the day, who are we? We are two different entities, two different beings, enacting those roles individually. Having said that, wherever I feel or I don't like, I see a friction in that relationship, because my expectations are not met with that role, I now I start to change my perception, start to see that person as a soul, stop trying to change their role. I step back and start concentrating on only and only my role. I neither try to control their role nor ending up in frustration. Rather, I simply enjoy being with them in that role, the complete awareness of an individual, independent soul just do this exercise for every one of them. As I do this, I observe that whatever negative energy or a feeling I had for them in my mind so far is let out. I am no more holding on to any such feeling, but I just start to accept them as they are, whatever they are right now. The mere acceptance of the person and the role as they are is nothing but I am giving them the positive energy. That positive energy will in turn help them to play their role in a better way. I started to have good feelings and positive emotions towards that relationship. Om Shanti. We're able to do this. Actually, we have to do this for every individual whom I am coming into contact with. So, take your own time the whole day and do this exercise for each and every one till the time you feel that yes, I am comfortable with them now, I am at ease with them now, and that sense of easiness, that comfort you have will help in being positive with them, in building that relationship, which will make you feel happy. Yes? Will you do it? Fine. So, as we have been seeing, the soul is a cassette with a huge collection of data in it from its many births, which, as I said earlier, we don't know. So, when we take our family members, again, if they are behaving in a different way, means say for example, I take my son or daughter. Most of the times as parents, we have this complaint, right? They are not so responsible, they are not taking responsibility for their studies, they are not taking responsibility for their career, for the future, they are so careless, they are so lazy, they are taking us for granted. Now, let us understand this. They have some impression, some experience, some sort of habit which they have created from their previous life and they have come here, which could be one of the reason why they are not responsible. So, now the question comes, if that is the case, then sister, can I just leave them? But we cannot do it because I am the parent. So, I have that responsibility or I have that duty to get them on to the right path. We cannot just leave them be as they are because they are souls and they carry the different impressions. So, what are we supposed to do now? How can we inspire them to do it in a better way? Now, that is your question, right? Yes, here comes the answer. Now, every object is made up of few materials. If you take this furniture, it has the wood. If you take a building, it has all the raw materials, the bricks, the stones, the steel, the cement, the mortar, the water, all these electrical fittings. All these things when put together is a room, is a building. Similarly, now what is this soul or the being is made up of? Again, there has to be some constituent in it. It is a consciousness where we discuss that it has feelings and emotions. The feelings of love, the feelings of hatred, the feelings of being happy, caring, compassionate, they are feelings. So, there has to be some quality hidden behind this. When we say that so and so person is so caring and compassionate, what is that quality which they are exhibiting? They are exhibiting the quality of love. When we say that this person is so successful in life, so victorious, so hardworking, so creative, so strong, what is the quality that they are exhibiting? Being so determined, being so powerful. It's a quality which is expressed through different ways and feelings. So, every being, please note, every being has some basic hidden qualities in them, which are in general categorized into 7 things. Can I list? If you want to note it down, please note it down. There are 7 basic qualities of every being, all the 720 plus crores of souls in this planet Earth. Here you go. The first one is peace. Peace is the original nature of every being. That is why we want to be peaceful. We want to go for a sightseeing. We want to be with the nature. We go for a vacation to a hill station where we feel that peace. We enjoy that peace. Why? Because it is already there within me, and now in this hasty life I am not in touch with that peace and I want to enjoy it again. So, I seek for a source for it, where I feel that source is to be with nature, and I go there and experience that peace and silence. So, peace is my nature. And the second one is love. No one in the world will say that I don't know how to love someone and I don't want to be loved. Never in the history. Even a very cruel person will want someone to love them. And actually, why they are so cruel? They lack that quality of love. They have not received love in their life, and that has made them so dry. So, they are so stubborn, so cruel. So, love is one of our quality, which is like the water, that feeling of being compassionate, merciful, helping, love. And the third one is happiness. At the end of the day, whatever we do, what is that we want? Happiness. Be it a very small thing. I go for a restaurant, we go as a family and we order the menu. One will order for idli, one will order for dosa. Not everyone will order for the same menu, correct? Why? I feel that when I eat this thing, then I am feeling happy, I feel good. So, happiness is one of the intrinsic qualities of the soul. Happiness is not actually external, it is definitely not. Though there could be many causes and reasons for me to be happy, it is actually an intrinsic nature which gets triggered when that cause is coming from external, right now. But actually, we no more need any trigger from the external world to create that happiness within me, because it is an inbuilt item for me. Fourth one, knowledge. Every day we listen to so much of news, either in the form of social media or newspaper, whatnot. Why? Though I am not directly related to it, but I love to listen to news. I love to gather information. I love to gather information that's happening in the neighborhood or in my street or at any corner of the world. Why? Because I want to seek more information. But the right knowledge will help me to be as I am. So, knowledge, information is one of my quality. And the fifth one is purity. purity, to be the same in and out. As we saw yesterday, let me be the same in my inner world and also in my outer world. They are in the same plane. They are equal. I am not something else inside, I am not something else outside, which again will create that tension. Purity means to be the same always. And then power. Power has so many branches in it. It attributes to being courageous, it attributes to being determined, it attributes to being patient, it attributes to be tolerant, it attributes to be adjustive, cooperating. Power is a very, very strong quality which all of us have. And finally, bliss. Obviously, when we have all these qualities of peace, of love, of being powerful, of being with the right knowledge and wisdom, naturally we experience bliss. So, every being is actually moving on with all these qualities. Then the question comes, if I have all these qualities, if I have peace inbuilt, if I have happiness inbuilt, then why am I seeking for outside? The reason is coming back to the cassette. The cassette, when the recorder is old, it is changed. Means when the body becomes old, one body is left and soul moves on to the other body. This is perishable and it moves on to the other body. So, the body is replenished. Now, what about the cassette? We all have seen this, no? When we like some song and we play that song again and again with the same cassette, at one point in time it just ruptures and it is not the same anymore. Same logic. The same cassette is being put in different players. The players are changed, the recorder is changed, but not the cassette. So, the cassette is very old now. Neither of us don't know how many births we had taken. We don't. But for sure we know that this cassette in this new recorder is new. I may be young, I may be in my 20s, I may be in my 40s, or even it could be 60s. But this is 60 years of recorder, but the cassette is, we don't know how many years. It's very old. What does it mean when we say that it's very old? This cassette was used extensively in every life, in every birth. With n number of relationships you have come across, there was a huge exchange of this energy. There was a huge exchange of your love, your care, your powers, your words, your wisdom. And it's like you are always giving and giving and giving. So, what will happen to this cassette now? Yes, it is ruptured. Means the level with which I am operating now in terms of these qualities is not the same as it used to be. All of us have these qualities, but it is not in the same level, it is not in the same percentage. For example, our respected Mother Teresa, she, as we all know, she is an embodiment of love, selfless love. That soul was having that quality to a greater extent, whereas though it is within me, it is limited to only my family members. It is limited to only my close relatives, not on that unlimited level as she had, whereas I also have. We have our father of nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji. He was so determined and he practiced non-violence, ahimsa, and we all know that. That nature of power is there even in that soul and also in me, whereas that soul was excelling in it and it was able to exhibit it. whereas I may be using at my own limited level. So, what I am trying to say is every being is a collection of all these qualities, but one quality could be more and the other quality could be less. So, in the same example of my son or daughter behaving in a different way, it is just giving me an indication that this soul, this being is in need of one of these 7 qualities. It could be the knowledge, right knowledge that I have to be responsible, or it could be that power to be on their own, anything. So, again what is the solution? Stop demanding them and start giving them that good vibration, that vibration of what the other being is in need of, which is actually the permanent solution. Otherwise, we just keep on giving them some advices every now and then, every day. These are only words which will go only till the ears, only till the machine. This is just a machine. This machine has to finally reach that being inside. So, the words may not reach that being inside, but your good feelings, your good vibrations, your positive energy will actually reach inside till that being and not only till this machine. Yes? So, start sending those vibrations of peace or love or happiness or power, and then you will see that whatever change that you expected from them, again there is no expectation. I just want to inspire them. I just want them to be good. That will start to happen. Hope you understand. Okay. Now, can we do our meditation for this as well? Yes. Again, please sit straight. If possible, you can keep your eyes open. Om Shanti. Sorry, before that I will just tell you one point. What is the form of the soul? How is it actually? We were discussing in detail about the soul or the being. The soul is actually in the form of a point of light, because the soul is an energy. Soul is a point of light, a star-like entity in the center of the forehead, where in some practices, in some culture, we keep the tilak, chandan or bindi, right? So, where do we keep? Here. It is just to remind us, remind the self that I am the being, I am over here and I am doing everything. Okay. So, the soul is a point of light, star-like entity over here. Yes, here we go. Om Shanti. Keep yourself relaxed. Relaxed on a physical level and also in the mind. Now, as we did earlier, bring all your family members right in your front, in the screen of your mind. Now, imagine or visualize to see a sparkling, radiant point of light in the center of their forehead. I see a sparkling, radiant point of light in the center of each of their forehead. Parallelly, try to see a point of light within yourself, again in your center of forehead. This is my soul, or me the soul. Now let me emerge my good qualities from within. I am a peaceful being. I am a peaceful entity. As I feel this, I pass it on. I pass the vibrations of peace to the other souls who are just standing in my front. I tell them, each and every one of them, that you are also a peaceful being. You have peace inside. This is your original nature. Moving on to the next. Emerge the quality of love from within. I tell myself that I am a loving being. In the first place, I love myself for whatever I am, as I am. Love is my true nature. I don't set any conditions anymore to love someone. True love is beyond any conditions, demands, and expectations. Look at the other person in your front and say to that soul that I love you. Selflessly, without any expectations. And in turn, you are also a loving being. Feel it. Feel the flow of pure love. Love without any conditions, flowing from you to the other soul. This is a pure bonding. A pure bonding which makes me feel comfortable. Not a bondage of pain and suffering. Let me move on to the next. I am a powerful soul. I am a powerful being. I have a great deal of inner strength. I am strong inside. I have adequate power to face any situation, and let me pass on such vibrations of power to the others also. I remind them, telling them, you are also a powerful being. You have all the powers hidden inside you. You can do great things. The power is just within you. Feel it. Those souls are receiving positive power from you. There is an exchange of pure, powerful, positive vibrations between us. So I do this for all the other 4 qualities as well. Coming back to myself, I am a peaceful, loving, powerful, happy being. Om Shanti. Hope you are able to follow with this. So today the whole day we already had one exercise, one homework. What is that homework? Hope you remember. Stop observing what others are doing, not entering into their zone. Start observing, playing and enjoying my role. And whenever you get time and wherever you want to inspire others, just do this exercise of giving them positive vibrations of whatever they are in need of, and keep enjoying for the whole day. Tomorrow let us see something else in detail on how to fulfill ourselves with all these qualities and how to empower the self. what is the source and what is that process. Yes? So, till we meet tomorrow, all the best, enjoy the whole day and come back with fresh experiences, beautiful experiences. Om Shanti.